Lionel Messi stays. Chelsea breaking the banks to get the stars lined up. COVID impact on the leagues. Hi, I'm Shubham, and these are the three burning topics that we are going to cover in this episode of Ballers in Pajamas, along with Nihar and Vignesh.
Hello, all. Hope you're having a great day. Today's podcast brought to you by Ballers in Pajamas. With me is Shubham, and we also have Nihar, our fellow Barcelona fan. So, as you know, we have a lot of good topics today, but let's take the major one that is the COVID impact on the main five leagues that we have. So, Shubham, how do you think the La Liga did this time after the lockdown?
La Liga, if you see, has been, there were only two teams competing, and it was the most tight league at the beginning of, the restart.
Hmm.
So at that time, Barcelona were leading and Madrid were lagging behind, but Madrid took it as a tournament, like a World Cup or something. Like they had to win each and every game. They were taking one game at a time. They just could not afford to lose, and that's exactly what they did. And they went on to win the league, mainly because of the defense that they had. They were scoring around one or two goals, not in a great way because most of them were penalties, as we know. I'm a big Madrid
Hmm.
fan, but I can't hide the fact that those were penalties. But the
Okay.
defense was really good. Defense was really good. But if you see this La Liga in, uh, you know, in a broader perspective, the
Yeah.
teams at the bottom of the table, if you see Espanyol, Leganes, and all, they are the ones who got majorly impacted. Basically, if you see right now La Liga, I was just reading somewhere in the news like some eight players are they are infected by COVID right now, including Iñaki Williams from Atletico Bilbao.
Oh
So, I
God.
mean, this is really bad for them as most of the clubs are doing preparing for a restart preseason, and this has
Yeah.
really struck them very really bad.
Player infection so close is always bad. So, Nehar, how was Syria, the home of Cristiano Ronaldo? How did they do?
Well, it's almost predictable because they won the league again, as expected. I mean, no one guessed that any other team would win. But what we could see closely, I mean, on paper it appeared that only by 1 point they won the league. But by match day 36 itself, they won the league. I mean, they were like one draw away from winning the league. And they managed to screw up the last two matches. And Inter was on a good form then. They were in Europa and they're also doing good domestically. But if you could take a closer perspective of how the matches fared, it's fair to say that almost all the top teams fared good except for Napoli. They missed out on European spot for next year. They came seventh, I suppose. Well,
Okay,
AC
that's a
Milan is
loss.
back into Europa League now, which is really good as they will be playing some European football next season. And the standout team was Atlanta, and their goal difference is 98. I mean, that's pretty good
98.
considering Italian leagues are like more defensive type, right? So that's the
Yeah.
stereotype which is there in all our minds. So post
That's
COVID,
correct.
nothing. So, I mean, only last year screwed it up from second. They ended up in fourth. Well, that didn't
Okay.
matter anyway because they'll be playing Champions League still. Well, the bottom three are like really hopeless.
Okay.
So there is no hope actually. The last finished team with 20 points. So nothing impacted, I suppose. I mean, they played shit before and they played shit later also.
Okay.
So worthy that the bottom three are going down.
Hmm.
Yeah, so what do you, Vignesh?
I'll take up the English Premier League. Uh, with 9 games to go due to COVID-19, all games were stopped. The English Premier League was then restarted in June. All kinds of restrictions, safety precautions, hand sanitizers everywhere. So with 9 games to go, the clubs of Manchester did the best, 21 points each, with Manchester City getting a goal difference of 27. I would say the worst performer during this would be Leicester City, who only gained 9 points of the entire nine out of a possible 27. So that loss got them out of the Champions League, and that's a bit sad for them, I would say. And there was a projected loss of £1 billion from the entire stop. 500 million was due to the entire television revenue. So that was pretty sad. So let's cross the islands, let's cross the oceans, let's go to France. Shubham, how did Ligue 1 do?
League One, I mean, France, like they have made a mockery of football by just postponing the entire league. So if you see, I mean, they had a clear winner, PSG, that was going to win, but it's not all about the winner and the top two or two, three teams at the top. It's always about the entire league. So once you have started the league, you must finish it. I can understand the point of, COVID impacting, the spread of COVID, but there were other countries as well who were like in the race of finishing
That's
the
right, yeah.
leagues. Yes. So the most impacted clubs are the bottom three, if you see. So these 2 to 3 clubs at the bottom, they are losing everything. They have everything to lose. I mean, if you see from the revenue perspective, from the TV rights, everything, they had to lose everything. And for this League One, I really want to say Farmers League, but I'm holding myself back. This will remain Farmers League if they go ahead with this mentality again, just focusing on the top, not at the bottom teams. So if you have to look at the entire league in a good manner, you really need to invest in your teams. And to invest in your teams, you need money. And to need money, you need to play the entire season. Just postponing it in the middle and just robbing Lewandowski of Ballon d'Or by just postponing the league, it is doing no good to France football. Plus, it is doing no justice to Robert Lewandowski as well.
Okay. So on an unrelated note, just to let you viewers know that this season of Ligue 1 is being sponsored by Uber Eats. Now, I really wanted to mention this because this was extremely, extremely surprising to me. Now, back to Germany, to Bayern Munich, to Borussia Dortmund, to Leipzig. How did they do, Nihal? How do our top teams do there?
Well, Dortmund was very good initially. As usual, every season they are good initially. And everyone was like thinking Bayern were underperforming because they were like not even in European spots in the after first 2 months of the season.
Okay.
And they were performing bad. They lost 5-1. That too like a mid-table club then. So everyone are like, Bayern's dominance is over. They got overage players, inexperienced players. Everyone are throwing their opinions in.
Yeah.
So their assistant coach took over, Flick, and I think that worked wonders for them. I mean, the only club across the entire Europe the COVID worked only for Bayern, I suppose. So eventually, Dortmund, Leipzig, everyone couldn't catch up with the Bayern's dominance because Bayern post-lockdown didn't lose a single match. They went on a winning spree. They didn't afford to lose a match. They just drew one match, I suppose. Rest of them they won, and they won by dominating, not like close wins. They were like literally trashing goals. Lewandowski is like banging goals all sides. Coming to the bottom three, I guess Augsburg just escaped the relegation by 3 points. I guess they secured last 2 matches, 2 wins, and they're just out from the relegation zone. And the other three are worthy going to the Bundesliga second tier. I mean German second tier.
Okay. Yeah, it's great news for Bayern then.
Yeah.
Just to keep this in mind, like Nihar said, they were not even in contention after the first 2 months. And the season ended, they won with 13-point difference between the first and second teams. I can see the points can tell you how well they played. Now, since we mostly spoke about the top 5 leagues, we actually have to talk about another league, the Eredivisie, which is the Netherlands football league. Now, the reason I have to talk about this is that Netherlands did not also restart. Like France, they stopped the season midway. Now, why this is more curious, or why I'm actually talking about this, is that the first and second teams are on the same points. Ajax and AZ Alkmaar are on the same points, but Ajax was given the trophy since they had a higher goal difference. Now, the thing to notice is that there were 9 more games remaining, and the cup could have gone to anyone. So definitely, I see pretty much a loss for the second place team. So hopefully, maybe next year they can get back up and they might win the cup.
Exactly.
Okay, so the next, yeah. So now we come to Chelsea's transfer situation. If your walls are filled with Chelsea's transfer news, there is a big reason for that. Now, Shubham, tell me, I can see so many players, so many rumors. Who are the players coming in this time?
So before going to the players, I mean, I really want to make sure, like, I really want to get this note to the listeners,
Okay.
if they fail to win any title this season, Frank Lampard will not have any excuse of having, like, he cannot say that I did not have a choice. He has so many players right now with him, and you just cannot escape from this fact. So talking about the
Yeah,
transfer,
he's definitely.
really well. They've utilized Hazard's money in the perfect way, and the transfer ban money that they have saved up since long, they have used it actually the perfect way. I think Man City should learn from them how to spend on players with them. So coming to the signings, we are seeing
Yeah.
Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech, Kai Havertz yesterday happened, and Ben Chilwell as well, and the veteran Thiago Silva came into the squad. So if you see the team structure right now, I mean, they can do really well. I'll just say the team structure that could be pretty good for them. They really need a new
Hmm.
keeper. Kepa cannot work in this situation. They have spent 80 million.
Okay.
I think they have to just let him go somewhere, wherever he wants to go. So they need a new
Yes.
keeper. So coming to back four, so they have Ben Chilwell from Leicester. They've got Rudiger remains, Thiago
Hmm.
Silva, and Azpilicueta. I don't know how to spell his name out.
Aspilicueta.
Yeah,
That's
whatever.
okay.
So this is the back four. So if you go to the midfield, they have Kai Havertz, Kante, and Mason Mount. They can start the ideal 11,
Hmm.
and forward can be
Yes.
Christian Pulisic, Timo Werner, and Hakim Ziyech. I mean, so this is their ideal lineup for this season. I really don't know how
Hmm.
the back four will perform, but I'm really sure about
Hmm.
the front three and Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. So if you see, Thiago Silva will be really needing some. He will definitely need some oxygen, because the back
Okay.
four, if you see, Thiago Silva does not fit in properly over here
Okay.
since his age
Yep.
and
Yep.
everything. So
Hmm.
somewhere I believe N'Golo Kante will be the key over here. He'll be playing more defensively and retrieving the
Right.
ball as he always does. And then Kai
Huh.
Havertz will be in the more creative form. Mason Mount and Kai
Hmm.
Havertz will be creating for everyone in the front. So I think this is a really good team, and I really want to see this team win some silverware, because it's fresh, it's young, they've got fresh legs and everything, and with the perfect mixture of experience as well. They have got Thiago Silva, Azpilicueta, he is also there. Rudiger is quite experienced. I mean, they should win something this year.
Well, let's hope for the same. Neha, sadly, we had to see some players leaving the club.
Well,
How do you
sadly,
think
as
that
of now,
felt?
only two players left: Pedro to
Yeah.
AS Roma and Willian to Arsenal. Considering these both are club veterans and they are on
Hmm.
wrong side of 30, so it's wise for Chelsea to get rid of them right now.
Okay.
And Arsenal will always get this Chelsea rejects or veterans or anyone. I mean, the players don't want to go away from London, so they settle with Arsenal, I suppose.
The whole joke
So,
of
so
shifting your
yeah.
club some
Well,
3-4 miles either
imagine no one
side.
going to Spurs now. I mean, seriously, that's in London, and no one wants to go to Spurs at all. They consider Arsenal better than Spurs. So that's like other stupid thing to look
Joe
into.
Hart went to
But
Spurs.
yeah, and I don't think so. There will be any more departures like in immediate ones, because Chelsea
Hmm.
are like looking to keep all their previous squad members because they don't have any
Hmm.
problem with the payroll structure or nothing, because they spend money like nothing, I guess. So most probably one more thing to be noted is like there is no player like how to say, not for sale. I mean, every player is for sale if the right price comes along.
Okay,
So
anything can
Chelsea doesn't
happen.
hold like that. So if for
Okay.
Kante some proper price come up, Chelsea won't be reluctant to sell him. They'll be negotiating. And similarly,
Okay,
I
that's
guess
good.
Tammy Abraham might leave on loan because obviously with the super good players right now, he don't stand a chance to develop himself as he's very young. It's wise for him to move out. And yeah, Chelsea is also looking to keep up the experienced players in Premier League by not selling them.
Hmm.
Though the management knows the players might not be starting every game or might not be contributing in a good way. So they're just
Okay.
looking to keep them as a backup, I suppose, because they already got the experience and they know how the Premier League functions. They know the players in and out. So I think they're just backing the experience which the previous players have right now by not selling them. Over to you, Ritesh.
Yeah, that's a very good point here. Not selling the players who have been here for some time. The fans are always going to be happy, right? You have so many big names coming here. Werner, you have Ziyech, Pulisic was so good in the time he played for Chelsea. But you need the players who have been here for a long time. They're like the backbone of the club. They're whom the fans have been, they've been shouting their names, on the banners. They've been supporting them. So I think yeah, it's pretty good that the experienced players still stay over there, giving their experience, teaching the youngsters. So it should be pretty good. And now comes the final. This has been a topic from everybody. Everybody has seen it. It's on the news. It's on every regional news. People have been watching it. And if you don't like him, you have seen it, and you still want to know what has happened. And this is one of the best transfer sagas, I would say, for this year. So, Shubham, what did you think of the Lionel Messi transfer scam?
Scam. It really was a scam. If you see, I mean, this whole this whole saga that we are witnessing right now is because of one person, and which is not Lionel Messi.
Okay,
You know who I'm talking about? The
we all know who you're
bastard
talking
president
about.
that they have.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
this is all because of that guy.
Yeah.
So if you see, I really hope he does not. He will never get a job again because he's really good at destroying things, and he has destroyed the club really nicely in this place, slowly over the years. As Messi said, I mean, they had no plan. They really had no plans. They were just filling up the holes at each and every position. I mean, if you see the signings over there, the signings are not for the players in the right position. So if you see Griezmann, he's not at that position. Messi plays at that position. So I mean, senseless signings, money all over the place, club in debt, and then this saga comes up of really terrible. I mean, he's a club legend. He should have been let go. Like, they should not have dragged it. Like, what will they get? They want 700 million. They're not getting 700 million at any cost. They're not getting a penny in the next season if he leaves. They're not even getting a penny. They were getting good players plus money from Man City as per the rumors. But now next season they won't get anything, and this bastard has to go out. If this club has to go anywhere in future, this guy has to go out. And I hope this corruption charges proves true and he leaves. But again, if you see, the next guy who is coming up is again sponsored by this same group again. As I was talking
Okay.
about to my friends
Not
yesterday,
good.
I mean, these guys were really backed up from this same clan. So the
Oh,
future seems dark for them, but I really have a hope because I mean, every club has its ups and downs. I mean, this is a very low situation for Barca right now, but they have the caliber and the potential to go up. If you see the players that they have gotten, Trincao and all, they won't make an instant impact. If you have to agree, I mean, this thing cannot be undone in like one season or two season. You'll see Barcelona getting to third or fourth position, but if Messi stays, I don't think they will be even going out of top two. They might even win the league if Messi stays, and Messi stays obviously. And keeping a legend unhappy is a literally disgrace. If you see the club how it is working, this
definitely.
club is working in a most disgraceful fashion ever. Even WWE had a power center called Authority in 2010 or something. They were ruining O'Brien's career. I mean, this is the same
Mhm.
saga happening, and they are ruining Messi's career over here. I mean, it's no different. It's literally no different. And if you see that guy's
Okay.
interview he gave out yesterday, he was literally
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
emotional. He does not want to sue his own club. He really does not want to sue
That'll
his
be
own
so
club,
weird to
but
see.
that president wants to keep him. I really don't know what money will he get by keeping him. I understand the fact that he's the
Yep.
best player, but you don't treat your legend like that. That's my entire point. I'm really frustrated with all this thing.
Just following up on Shubham said, pretty much. I've never been a big, how do I say, a viewer of La Liga. I would say I followed the scores. But last 3 years, I would say I started watching some of the games. But even when I didn't watch, it's Barcelona meant Messi to me. Like, I know it's not him doing literally the work of 11 players, but you see Barcelona, you get the image of Messi in your mind. So this whole situation was extremely weird, and the ending of this was even more so, actually. And yeah, I actually took over this middle spot because I really had to give the major time to our Barcelona fan, the one who's been the most frustrated throughout this entire saga. Nihar, over to
Man, it's
you.
entirely fucked up shit. I mean, really fucked up shit. I mean, I never used the word fuck and Barcelona in the same since like the last 10 days. Like I used it literally. And it's like fucked up case. Shubham was right in every way. Shubham told like what happened exactly, and it's almost relatable. So point is, the first thing I want to talk about is transfers. I mean, see, for example, board of directors shouldn't interfere with the transfers, right? They should consider the finances, HR, blah blah blah, PR, image,
Yeah, yeah.
bullshit, everything else, but not the players who are going to be on the pitch. The sporting director should have a decision on that, and the coach should have a decision on that, not the players again. The coach and the sporting director
Exactly.
should
Yeah.
think about the future and whatever the tactics might be. See, if the Barcelona wants to play ultra defensive football, get the right players.
Yeah.
But
Definitely,
don't.
that's
Yeah,
right.
but see, for example, Barcelona saw Vidal.
Yeah.
And the director saw that image. Vidal is like a superstar, right, in the entire South America. Like he's known. And he's like, he won leagues around Europe. He's a popular player. But they didn't think that he might not suit the Barca style, right? The Barca style is like small passes, right? Soft passes.
Yeah, small fast
Vidal is
passes,
not built
exactly.
for that. He's like a warrior. He will glide himself, tackle someone, and get the ball back.
Right.
So they got him just for this rights, I guess. I mean, just for this PR stuff, stunt or whatever it is. So when they got him, when he played in the midfield, he played good. Actually, he played good. He played to his abilities, I felt. But point is, when he is in midfield, the entire midfield is compromised. The other two are affected by that.
Yeah.
So overall, his performance might be good his entire time at Barcelona, but the entire midfield is weak. So, Barca is known for its midfield. We had the best trio in the history of football, and now we are to this. Why keeping Vidal into this lineup? I mean, that's like in 10 years we have fallen that down. It's very bad. Yeah, and one more thing.
Yes.
This club, I mean, see, the players should be like bought. Yeah, Shubham is right. Trincao and all need some time to develop. It's not going to be overnight success at all.
Exactly.
And right now, the new coach came in, and he's actually firing everyone out. So it's a good sign, I suppose, because he has balls. He really has balls to do something like that. The previous two coaches were like, it's okay. I'll just I'll let my team score one goal, then play the ball around. We are done. 1-0 wins. We are like Atletico Madrid for some time. Like score a goal, be calm.
Right.
So, but now this guy got some balls. He dared to say Messi to his face that don't have any privileges anymore. That takes some guts, I suppose. And he's ousting the senior players out, just like Guardiola did in his first season, sending Ronaldinho, everyone out. But the way Suarez is treated now is not a good thing. I mean, you can't decide one senior player's future within 30 seconds on call, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So he's a legend. He's third highest goal scorer for Barcelona. And he deserves to be sent off in a good way. So maybe the management would have handled it in a nice way. The management didn't interfere. Koeman took it to his hands and I guess fucked it up. And yeah, future seems to be dark. I don't find them winning any trophy next season again. I don't see them as favorites in any trophy. Maybe Copa del Rey. I guess they know that one to win very good. And last 2 years they fucked that also. So let's really see. I mean, Messi staying is a good thing, a bad thing also. See, Messi staying is like it will hinder the development of other players, young players especially. Like what just last season, if you could see, everyone passes the ball to Messi, hope he creates something. If he creates, fine, we win. Otherwise, we lose. And yeah, Messi can't play every match good, right? No player can do that.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Every player is ups and downs.
Right.
So let's see how this tactics will work out now. And in Netherlands, he did good. Everton, he sucked very bad. So we never know again.
Right. So speaking of Barcelona's new manager firing, there's actually news that he fired the entire medical staff. That's actually pretty funny. I mean, I'm sure he had his reasons, but yeah, you never see people firing medical staff. So okay, maybe Koeman might do something for the next season.
I mean, he did right thing, right? See, that guy Dembele was injured so bad that every time he comes back, he see a new manager. That's pretty bad. The guy gets injured like he's 22, man. I mean, come on, what is wrong with him? Sort it out for once. Same shit happening each and every time. That's not a good sign. So I guess they are
Yeah.
right to sack the medical staff, I suppose.
So that is all we have for today's session. I hope you enjoyed our take on the topics. I hope to catch you next time, next week, same time. Goodbye. See you again.